You're probably well acquainted with the story of Goliath, the infamous giant of Gath from Philistia. Known far and wide, Goliath is undoubtedly the most recognized giant mentioned in the Holy Scriptures. However, only a few know the intriguing details and curiosities about this towering figure and his giant lineage. In this video, we'll dive deep into the history and origins of Goliath's brothers, the 5 giants who shared his bloodline. This is the second part of the series you requested, focusing on the giants mentioned in the Bible. So, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and share this video with friends, family, and anyone else who might be interested in this fascinating topic. Now, let's embark on this captivating journey to uncover the story and origins of Goliath's 5 giant brothers. Even though Goliath is the most famous giant mentioned in the Holy Scriptures, his life, family, and origin remain shrouded in mystery. Few people truly know the full story of this fearsome and colossal figure. One lesser-known aspect, often overlooked by those familiar with his tale, is the existence of his genetic relatives, his brothers, who belong to the same race of giants. For those who may not know, Goliath had around 5 brothers who belonged to the same race, the Rephaim giants, also known as the Rephaites. According to the biblical text, these 5 brothers conspired to avenge their brother's death after learning that Goliath of Gath, their fellow giant, was killed by none other than King David. Driven by rage, these giants sought every opportunity to exact their revenge and end the life of Israel's king. According to some theorists and experts, one of these giants confronted David in battle. However, as we'll explore later in the video, this giant was ultimately slain by one of the friends of David's warriors. The people, represented by Israel's warriors, cautioned David to ensure that the lamp of Israel would not be extinguished. They urged him to refrain from engaging in further wars or battles, fearing that other giants might attempt to take his life without anyone there to protect him. The biblical text tells us that after the Israelites left the house of Egypt, the land of slavery and servitude, they arrived in Canaan, where they encountered various Canaanite peoples, tribes, and several races of giants. These giants were of incredible stature, some standing between 10 to 15 feet tall and around 6.5 feet wide. One remarkable example is King Og of Bashan, who measured roughly 15 feet in height and 6.5 feet in width. His body was so massive that he needed an entire iron bed to support him. Truly, he resembled a monstrous figure. In addition to the Nephilim and the Antiquians, the Bible also references the Rephaim, or Rephaites, another ancient tribe of giants. These giants were known to dwell in the region of Bashan, an area that today covers parts of Jordan and Israel. The term Rephaim can be translated as mighty men or giants. They are mentioned in Deuteronomy 2:20-21 and 3:11, with their kingship being associated with Og, the king of Bashan. The Bible also speaks of the Anakim, a people of giants. This powerful and tall tribe inhabited Canaan before the Israelite conquest under Joshua. In Numbers 13:33, the Hebrew spies reported seeing the sons of Anak as giants, which instilled fear and doubt among the Israelites. The Bible tells us that most of the giants and races of giants who survived or fled from Joshua and the Israelites did so because Israel either defeated many of them or at least inflicted serious injuries. Many of these giants found refuge in the lands of Philistia, Mesopotamia, and neighboring regions, with some even migrating to Africa. In fact, nearly every region of the world and many different cultures have legends about these fearsome giants. This suggests that not only the land of Canaan, but also Mesopotamia, Africa, the Americas, Europe, and India were homes to giants in ancient times. Now let's talk in detail about each of Goliath's brothers, who all belonged to the same race of giants. The first brother was named Lami, and just like Goliath, Lami was a giant. In 1 Chronicles 20 verse 5, it states, And there was war again with the Philistines, and Elhanan the son of Jair struck down Lami, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, whose spear shaft was like a weaver's beam. This verse provides some interesting details about Lami, Goliath's brother. One particularly intriguing detail is the mention of his spear's size. Lami was likely as tall as Goliath, or very close in height. Some believe that Lami stood about 10 feet tall, possibly even 10.5 feet. The next giant mentioned in the Bible, also one of Goliath's brothers from the same race of giants, was known as Ishbi-Benob. In 2 Samuel 21:16, it is recorded that Ishbi-Benob, one of the sons of the giants, Rephaim, had a spear with a tip weighing around 300 shekels of bronze, making it incredibly heavy. He also carried a large new sword, clearly made for a giant. Some claim that the spearhead alone weighed between 13 to 15 pounds, further emphasizing its significant weight. This giant Ishbi-Benob, who belonged to the same race as Goliath, attempted to injure or even kill David. However, Abishai, the son of Zeruiah and an ally of David, came to his aid and ultimately defeated and killed Ishbi-Benob. Interestingly, David himself had faced this giant in his second battle against a giant, but by that time, David was weary from the constant fighting and required assistance. Abishai, David's nephew, came to his rescue and defeated Ishbi-Benob, who was also one of Goliath's brothers. Based on the descriptions of Ishbi-Benob's weapons and his status as a giant, it is likely that he stood between 9 to 10 feet tall, or possibly even taller. The third brother of Goliath was named Saph, another giant from the Rephaim race. As mentioned in 2 Samuel 21:18, during another battle against the Philistines, Sibbecai the Hushathite defeated Saph, who was also one of the sons of the giant, Rephaim. Regarding Saph's height, it is very likely that he was either as tall as Goliath or perhaps slightly shorter or taller. It is estimated that Saph was around 6 cubits in height, which translates to approximately 9 to 10 feet. The text also mentions in 2 Samuel 21:19 another giant from Gath, belonging to the same race as Goliath, who was also called Goliath, but known as Goliath the Gittite. The passage states, "There was another battle against the Philistines in Gob, and Elhanan, the son of Jair-Oregim the Bethlehemite, struck down Goliath the Gittite, whose spear shaft was like a weaver's beam." Like one of Goliath's other brothers, this giant also wielded a spear resembling a weaver's beam, and he likely stood about 10 feet tall. What sparks the most curiosity about this particular giant is his name, which is identical to that of Goliath, the giant whom King David faced and killed. However, in this instance, he is referred to as Goliath the Gittite, not Goliath of Gath. The biblical text reveals that Goliath had 4 brothers, but it doesn't end there. He also had a 5th brother, described as a colossal giant. Unlike the other giants, this one is not named, but 2 Samuel 21:20 provides details about him. There was also another battle at Gath, where there was a giant, a man of great stature who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in total. He was also from the Rephaim. This unnamed giant is noted for his terrifying and enormous stature, likely the largest of all the giants during King David's time, even surpassing Goliath and his brothers. His towering height captured the attention of many, as did the unusual fact that he had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, making a total of 24 digits. He was truly a remarkable giant. If you hadn't heard the story of Goliath's giant brothers, all from the same race, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you already knew, share your observations as well, especially if you want us to continue this series on the giants. I hope you all enjoyed this detailed story about these fascinating giants. See you next time.